moving on to this weekend's upcoming contest, Penn State takes on Illinois. We said this was the game that concerned us
I
most.
was gonna say, did we say that a couple weeks ago? Boy, were we
Yeah,
wrong.
yeah, we missed on that one. I'm still mildly anxious just because it's a noon game in a road environment. But this will be Illinois' third game of the season as well. They literally snuck by Toledo at home there for their opener with a last second field goal, and then went to Kansas last weekend and outside of like a garbage time touchdown, pretty much just got ran all over. Pretty well handled. Um, they they don't look like the Illinois we thought they were going to be. Um, and I don't think it was a very high bar, but it was certainly an underachieving bar.
It's
So
higher than this, yeah.
yeah. So I think this game is no longer my most concerning game. Am I slightly concerned about 11 a.m. local time kick?
That's because you're a
Um,
worrier.
yeah, I think that's just because it's me and I've did some research on that number and didn't like what I saw. But other than that, I think as long as the quarterback is smart and continues to do what he does, which is not throw the ball to anybody on the opposing team, I think Penn State is going to be fine. Like I really do. I think I saw the line was what 13.5 when it first came out. I didn't see what the over under was. But that feels about right. Like I feel like that's fair. I think Penn State is definitely a 2 touchdown team better than Illinois right now.
Yeah, I mean, when is the first time the quarterback's going to feel stressed? I mean, West Virginia, you thought it might be maybe once, twice, didn't happen. It's not going to be this weekend. I mean, it's just not. I mean, maybe because it's on the road and it's different and whatever. I just don't see it. The kid just seems poised. Um, Maybe sometime in Iowa if they struggle on an early drive or something, right? And then, but you're going to
That's a
have the
home
home
game.
crowd.
Yeah.
So I don't. It's going to be a few more weeks at least till I think he's really in a position where it seems like he's struggling or he's made a bad decision that was compound something else, because it just so far he hasn't done that, which is refreshing.
I mean, and all of this is, of course, knock on wood type thing from at least my perspective. Steve takes the more unbiased stance, of course. But I think, you look at the schedule, it's at Illinois, home against Iowa, at Northwestern, and then UMass, and then you got the Ohio State game. Everything about this schedule just builds so nicely this year. And I kind of tweeted this earlier this week, and we have talked about this thousands of times now on this podcast that James Franklin is paid to really win 3 games. I would argue 2 games. Ohio State and Michigan. It just the way this schedule builds this year towards those 2 games is so much smoother than any other season. I feel like, and this is a perfect example or opportunity for Drew to go out there and kind of just he doesn't even need to get his feet wet because he's already played. Like he played in a pretty pressure-filled situation against Purdue opening week 1 last year. He got garbage time, significant garbage time against Indiana last season. So I don't know. I think the other thing is like going back to the sports media aspect of this, big noon kickoff isn't going to be there anymore. They're now going to go back to Colorado for the umpteenth time.
Only
To
three.
me, what? How many weeks have
Umpteenth.
there been? How many weeks have there been? 3.
Okay,
Thank
so
you.
it's been every week. It's the biggest story in college football.
Okay, sure, whatever. It's the most annoying story in college football. That's what I'm going to say. I just we're gonna get sidetracked, but I'm gonna. It just feels like Tim Tebow mania all over again. It feels like Tebow mania all over again, and I don't know why. I can't put my finger on it, but I feel like it's just gonna come crashing down like a house of cards. Anyways,
Oh, I think it's Tebow mania. I think that's
okay.
an apt comparison. I don't know if it'll come crashing down. Maybe the dude can coach. Maybe
I don't know.
maybe the process of being able to bring 86 people in and trust them and protect them if that's what he's doing in terms of saying, hey, go out and be the best you can be. I don't care if you like each other. I just need you to win games, right?
Yeah, that's fair.
Forget about culture and chemistry, because he's talked about that, and I'm not belittling that. Maybe that's the, hey, look, I don't need you to like each other. I just need you to play games and go win. And if we all win, it'll be successful. He moves the needle. Boulder's thrilled and excited about what's going on so they can support 2 shows. And there was going to be no juice. I mean, there's never any juice for Big Noon kickoff in person unless they're outside Ohio Stadium. And there was going to be no juice in Champaign if they
Well,
were there.
I just
So
feel like
it's bad TV.
that's that. I don't disagree with that. It's not as interesting TV. That's very fair. I don't know. Just where I was going with that was, I feel like sometimes when Penn State comes to town, 2019 Minnesota comes to mind. Everybody's real juiced up for that school because that's a bigger game for them.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like this game on 2 weeks ago had that feel to it, and now it's with their results, Illinois' results, it's kind of just dissipated a lot. And I think Big Noon not being there certainly pushes that down the window. So I don't know. I feel confident about this weekend. The meter is confident. Fair?
I think that'll prove correct.
Okay. Anything else you want to add about the upcoming football contest?
No, I think they're going to win.
No. All right. Steve, do you have your
What's the over under on nicknames awarded by the play-by-play team during the game?
I don't know. I don't want to know.
Okay.
It's gonna be really high. Oh God. I didn't even think about that. Like, here's what's gonna happen. Penn State's gonna get up like 21-0, right? And then like in the second quarter, like 3 minutes left, like Illinois is gonna rattle off that one big play, and Gus Johnson is just gonna get just absolutely lose his mind. And I think, and then he's not gonna settle down for another 45 minutes, and then Penn State's gonna come back out and just still roll back over them. So that is my official game prediction for Saturday.
I'll wait for that to happen.